Hey, welcome to the Car Connection Workshop. Just doing a little microfiber touch up here. Yes, how may I help? Oh, right. What was I thinking? Got to get into the real work. Welcome to the Car Connection Workshop. This is the next part in the series, which is we need to clean and sanitize the inside of the dash. And Skippy's going to do a great job and show you what we're up against, because this has to be cleaned, bleached, and then sanitized. And I do have an antimicrobial streptococcus formula that is hospital certified to actually certify this germ-free when I'm done. And it has to be germ-free because we have a question in the audience. Skippy, what do you got for us?
What is that stuff?
What stuff? In there?
The germs.
The germs are a good possibility of hantavirus. And it's a nasty bug, and I would suggest to all of you just Google that and read it like I did. It's a serious deal. And as I mentioned in the last video, to get a shop technician to do this job for you is probably a big N/O. They're not going to touch it with a 10-foot pole. And the reason being is the liability. If they don't clean it well enough and you get hantavirus, you're going to be gunning for somebody. You're going to get really, really sick. So I'm not saying this to scare you. You need to educate yourself. Hantavirus is real. It's caused by excrement from squirrels, rats, and mice. And it's a combination of three things: their saliva, their urine, and their feces. And it goes airborne, and you breathe it in. That's the problem. So we're not going to be rattling around in here today. I just wanted to show you what it takes to tear this all down to get into this cavity. And it has to be thoroughly cleaned. I'm going to have to remove the ECM, so I'm going to have to disconnect the battery so that I can get the computer out of the way, because I need to make sure underneath there is cleaned as well. And I've got leads in the box. All these edges where panels fasten to, they all need to be washed, bleached, and sanitized so that we really reduce the opportunity for hantavirus to be present. So we got to deal with it. And we got another question in the house.
When did all this start?
Well, it started June the 1st.
I mean the actual contamination.
Over the winter. This past winter being in storage, it went into storage around the 11th of October, 2025, and it stays in until June the 1st. And we've been utilizing the same location where there's over 100 vehicles stored all winter long, and you have to be in by the 11th of October, otherwise you lose your spot. So we call this car Orange Crush. She's had a lot of fundraising events and kids enjoying it and having their pictures taken. It's probably on a lot of phones in and around the Niagara region. And when I brought the car home, it stunk in here. And I thought, I'm just going to I did something really stupid. I turned on the fan for the blower, and stuff was coming out, and I shut it off immediately and put the windows down, and boy, did it ever smell. And I knew we're in deep. And I knew right away cabin air filter has been sabotaged by the mice. And so when I got the car back here to the shop outside, I gloved up, I masked up, and I started tearing it apart to get in here and get the, you have to watch the first video. I show you some of what I removed, and I did it all outside to make sure there's no mice coming into the shop, because I don't need that. We got 2 cars with interior that has to be done, and I've already dealt with this kind of stuff in the cars already, dealing with mice and urine and all that. So the new interiors are ready to go in. You don't want mess in there.
Can I try and show them what we're looking at? Because it's a reflection of it.
Yeah, stick the camera in there and just wander around and show them the dash as well. You can see how much of the dash has to be taken apart and all the components that are there. You got to be very, very careful you're not breaking any wiring and you're not breaking any fixtures, because this car is almost 20, it's just shy of 25 years old. It's a 2003. We've had it quite a number of years. I didn't pay a lot of money for it. It basically was a rescue. It was for sale on a client's lot at the time. They were just becoming a Car Connection recommended business, just a small car lot out in the country. And this vehicle had been sitting there quite a while. There was another vehicle I was interested in. And I was interested in this one. I always loved the Beetle, and that's how we acquired it. They made it possible because everybody wanted this car for their daughter because it was the color and everything, but it's a stick. So the car sat and sat and sat, and then it got moved to my client's lot, and it sat and sat and sat. And then when I showed interest in it, he said, "Don't go anywhere. Let's go to my office. I'm going to call the guys that send cars up here for us, and we have them on consignment. They're going to be interested in moving this out. It's been to 2 lots already." So within an hour, a deal was made, but in order for me to have this car, I had to buy another car with it, which was that's how we ended up with Sabrina, a 2009 3 Saab, and that is a beautiful car. Beautiful riding car. Is designed after aircraft. And so you'll get a chance to see Sabrina. She has to come up here and come out of storage. She needs a couple of repairs as well. So I had to get this car, I had to get both cars. But at the end of the day, the money that was laid out was well worth it. I paid pittance for both of them and turned them into rescues. They needed a lot of TLC. They needed mechanicals, and they needed taking apart and just clean it. Just literally clean it and fix it was a lot of small things that people had just let go and let it go and not fix it, and then the car declines. So I don't mind doing that kind of work. Things as simple as fixing the beverage tray to actually work. And it works. The glove box lid. Seat belts were broken. Just a lot of little things. And as far as mechanicals on this car, I did brakes on the front. I did shocks, struts on the front. I took the whole nose of the car off because I know how to do that. It's called service mode. I just went through the car, literally. I put a new radiator in it. The radiator was leaking. So the engine's been changed on this. It's got a new used motor in it, and it runs really, really well. It's a 2-liter turbo. It's excellent on fuel, I gotta tell you. And it cruises good. But as I said, I paid next to nothing, and I got 2 cars. Both are convertibles. The Saab 9.3 is a cabriolet. It's millennial silver with gray leather interior. It's a beautiful car. And I'll tell you, when the top goes down, it hides in the trunk completely. So the car is completely finished off. It doesn't need a parade cover. When the top goes down on the 9.3 Saab, it disappears. Then a panel comes down, and the car looks really sharp. I don't have any pictures of Sabrina yet, but she's got to come up. She's got 2 things we got to fix on that car, and then it's perfect. And again, that car was the same. I did brakes, just some mechanicals, that's all. An alternator. I just went through the car from stem to stern. And you know what? They've been fantastic to go out as fundraising vehicles. People enjoy looking at them, and the kids enjoy getting a chance to sit in a convertible and have their picture taken and show all their buddies. So they're for us, they're not toys, they're tools. And we've enjoyed a lot of time with them. And this one, we're not out on the road yet, but we got to get out there. We got to head to Thursday night's Coffee and Cars. And I hope just sharing a little bit of the story, because people do. When I go to car shows, the thing I enjoy the most to going to car shows is hearing the story behind the car. So how I ended up with 2 cars on a car lot was one of my clients, and the company that actually owned the cars, and they were on consignment. I knew the guy, and he says, I haven't heard from you, Niall, in decades. He goes, you did me some favors in the past. Would you do me another favor? And he said, give me this, and please take those 2 cars away before your client drives me crazy, because they weren't moving. People were stopping, but they weren't buying. So a lot of people don't like Saabs because they don't know them. I'm very familiar with Saab and know my way around the cars, so I wasn't afraid of it. And I thought, you know what, let's just rescue them both and go have some fun with them and raise some money for local charities. And that's what we do. That's exactly what we do with them. So they're not worth $1 million. They're not fully restored, but they're fully functional and decent. So till the next one, we'll bring you along for the journey once I've got that all cleaned out and sanitized and everything's fixed, ready to go back in. I'll show you how it goes back together. How about that? Because this is what you got to do if you want to own an older vehicle that you call your summer ride. You've got to take care of it. These don't go out in the winter, and I would never take a convertible out in the winter, because with all the salt spray and stuff that can get into all the mechanisms for the top, no thanks. They're hardcore. The amount of mechanisms to make that roof go down and come back up is crazy, absolutely crazy. And anything can break. And I'll tell you this: if you want a convertible, you're going to need to do maintenance, and you're going to need to take good care of it, because they are maintenance. And when you don't, well, the roof on this will cost you about $5,000 or $6,000 to have it replaced, because they got to strip the car completely, right down to the floor. All the panels have to come off. It is a big deal. So if you want a convertible, be prepared to really, really take care of it. Otherwise, it'll eat you alive. It really, really will. So we'll see you in the next one. Thanks for stopping by. We'll bring you along for the ride as we get everything ready to go back in, and I'll walk you through what that looks like so you can learn a few things, and we'll see you in the next one. So happy, healthy motoring. Stop by and visit us for Motormouth's morning podcast. My morning drive is 8 a.m. on all podcast platforms. Just Google Car Connection Workshop. Just put that in the search bar, and we'll see you in the next one. Bye for now. Oh yeah, if you're enjoying the videos like I know you are, ring the notification bell. It works.